Hello, my name is Andrea Andruchowitz, and here's my presentation on preschool activities for learning. Kamari is the student that I had the pleasure of assessing and observing over the past few weeks. He is a happy, kind, shy, and sensitive boy who is loved by his family and his peers. His family dynamic includes his mom, his Nana, his pop-up, and his Gigi. All of these family members are very important and are very much so daily supporters of Kamari. Kamari attends a part-day developmentally delayed preschool program in Wake County, and he will also be looking to transition next year to a kindergarten program. He does have language delays, which impacts him socially and emotionally. He currently works with 2 separate speech therapists and goes to 2 half-day programs. According to the NC Feld, or the North Carolina Foundations for Early Learning and Development, the domain of approaches to play and learning shows how children learn and how their attitudes and behaviors can affect how they learn. Some areas or subdomains to consider are play and imagination, curiosity, information seeking and eagerness, risk-taking, problem-solving, and flexibility, as well as attentiveness, effort, and persistence. Children can learn through dramatic play, music, and art. And as early as infancy, children learn through all 5 senses to learn about the world around them. Because all children are unique, they also differ with how they play, which makes their way of learning unique as well. Adults, such as caregivers and educators, are crucial in supporting how children learn regardless of their age. After assessing the results of the ASQ and observing Kamari, it was found that Kamari was off task for non-preferred activities. For Kamari, we discussed activities that would require a timer, and we will start by using the timer with preferred activities such as cars and trucks and building tracks. Eventually, we would like to increase his activities by incorporating some problem-solving activities and numeracy skills like stacking blocks. We are trying to help Kamari understand the difference between work time and playtime while incorporating the use of first-then boards such as this. So we have the first-then boards. So we would indicate that Kamari would need to first write his name. And then after he finished that academic task, then he would be able to participate in centers time. So this is an example of our first-then board. These visuals will basically tell him what he needs to accomplish first and then what he will do next in his activities. Examples of these first-then boards can be found through the Center of the Social and Emotional Foundations for Early Learning through Vanderbilt University, which is referenced at the bottom of our slide. In the area of health and physical development, Kamari had stronger scores on the ASQ. According to the CDC, he meets many milestones listed for 4 to 5-year-olds in this domain. He engages in physical activity and is working on his fine motor skills, such as holding writing instruments, such as pencils, markers, crayons, and even paintbrushes. He enjoys painting and also using Play-Doh and accessories to create a variety of items. He does do well with his self-care skills, such as using the bathroom and washing hands independently, and will follow simple directions of taking care of his backpack and feeding himself. For gross motor, he enjoys playground equipment and riding toys, such as bikes, scooters, or riding cars. The articulation screening for Kamari indicated that he has difficulty with speech, which was also indicated through his individual education plan or his IEP. He works on his speech with 2 speech therapists currently. In order to support Kamari with his speech, some activities that he can engage in are turn-taking activities, working on writing his name. As you see in the picture, he traces his letters of his name, and also letter recognition with puzzles, such as this one that we have here in our classroom. Also, a big piece for Kamari is having modeling conversations, and this helps him learn how to reciprocate with his peer as well. Both myself and the instructional assistant will assist with modeling for Kamari how we would ask for things when we are trying to share or take turns. There are many activities that are great that can assist Kamari with his language, and a great resource that I've used was raisingchildren.net for a variety of preschool activities that he can incorporate his language and utilize turn-taking skills and modeling language. Based on observations and the play checklist, Kamari struggles with turn-taking with his peers. We have begun incorporating a sand sensory table with construction vehicles to encourage Kamari to share items that he loves with his friends. Also, as indicated by the ASQ in the parent interview, Kamari has difficulty with self-regulating. He does upset easily when he's asked to do a non-preferred task, and he will not complete the task without adult facilitation. A few activities that we are trying with Kamari are breathing techniques with Tucker the turtle. This is Tucker the turtle. So Tucker the turtle, when he is upset, he will, well, our first step is that we need to recognize how we are feeling. The second step would be to stop your body. The third step for Tucker is that he tucks his head into his shell and needs to take 3 deep breaths. So we would show Kamari Tucker. We would do our deep, he stopped, he is tucked in, and he needs to take his breath so he can think about how he is feeling. So we take our deep breaths. We go 1, 2, and 3. And now we can indicate that he is ready to come out and he is ready to explain how he is feeling. If he was sad, if he was angry, if he was frustrated. So this is one of our techniques that we do use with Kamari currently. Another technique that we are starting to learn more about is also introducing him to the zones of regulation so he can begin to understand his feelings and how to learn self-regulation and also how to describe what it is that he is feeling. So I use the website he'sextraordinary.com because it has the complete breakdown of the zones of regulation, and they also have some additional activities that could be used to assist a child with self-regulation issues. Right now, what I'm currently doing is printing out the zones of regulation and just simply introducing it to Kamari so he can identify what blue looks like. Blue is obviously its sadness. Green is happy, our yellow one is a little bit worried, and obviously our red one is very hot, very angry. So just kind of starting out simply with Kamari, and then we will build on that so he can learn a variety of feelings and emotions and begin to talk about that more on his own. So throughout the presentation, I kind of touched on some of my references that I was able to use. I do highly recommend, if you do not have a copy of the NC Feld, I would recommend getting one because it was so much easier to have the book on hand to kind of leaf through and look at the developmental milestones, look at the indicators, look at where a child is at, whether they are a younger preschooler or an older preschooler. It also, obviously, it starts at infancy. So it is very, very good resource to have on hand to look for and also to help with developing goals and also to plan activities for Kamari to help him reach those goals throughout this upcoming year. So I really enjoyed working with Kamari. I learned so much through this entire process. And now as an educator, I can see the value in having different and a variety of assessments was very helpful in getting the very big picture of how Kamari learns and what are the areas of support that he needs. So hope you enjoyed the presentation.